This is CBC Nova Scotia News.
Heartbreaking discovery. 2 people now face charges after a newborn is found dead in a wooded area near Halifax.
Waitlist, blacklist. Cape Breton parents are dropped from a daycare registry after a spat with operators.
And Ghost Town. What's happening with this abandoned Nova Scotia theme park?
The rain ending from west to east overnight. Pretty nice day shaping up for most of the province on Tuesday. Your full forecast is coming up.
Good evening. 2 people are facing multiple charges after police in Halifax found a newborn's remains following a search this weekend.
It was sparked when the child's mother showed up in hospital in life-threatening condition. As Selena Alders reports, the Crown says there may be more charges to come.
After an extensive search in the Halifax area over the weekend, a newborn baby was found deceased in a wooded area. 2 people are charged with concealing the body of a child, indignity to a dead body, and 2 counts of obstruction. They appeared by video conference in Halifax Provincial Court on Monday afternoon. 23-year-old Sukhpreet Singh and his wife, 26-year-old Ramandeep Kaur, are related to the baby's mother, a 23-year-old woman who remains unresponsive in hospital. Police do not believe she was a victim of violence. She was taken to hospital by ambulance and appeared to have just given birth, but the baby was nowhere in sight. That prompted a widespread search, and the remains of the infant were found in a wooded area in Goodwood, just outside of Halifax.
It's a shocking set of events. The fact that the community would be appalled is what you would expect upon hearing allegations of this kind.
Anyone with small children, babies, be it the officers and or anyone from the community, can be very disturbing and alarming to have to learn of this type of situation and be directly involved.
Nearby business owners and community members also disturbed by the news.
There are no words to even say anything in that regard. Like, it's so painful just to even imagine a baby being out there.
Well, I think it's atrocious. I'm really shocked by it and couldn't imagine it.
The deceased newborn is currently in the hands of the medical examiner, who will determine the cause of death. The Crown says the ongoing investigation could lead to additional charges.
The investigation is continuing, and as developments occur and as evidence is assessed, we may determine other charges are appropriate in these circumstances.
Police have yet to speak to the mother of the baby due to her condition. The 2 accused will remain in custody as per the Crown's request until Thursday, when they will appear next for a show cause hearing. The proceedings will take place in English with Punjabi translation. Selena Alders, CBC News, Halifax.
The 2 youth accused of sexual violence in a so-called hockey hazing incident have both pleaded not guilty. The charges stem from an incident in October of 2025 involving members of a youth hockey team from the Truro area. The 2 teens are accused of sexually assaulting 3 other youth, and original court documents said one of the weapons used was a miniature hockey stick. Police have identified 3 victims so far, but they say there could be more. The matter returns to court at the end of June.
A volunteer firefighter in Annapolis County has died while trying to put out a wildfire. The Bridgetown Volunteer Fire Department says 40-year-old Alexandru Ucita suffered a sudden and medical episode and couldn't be revived despite efforts from colleagues. Deputy Fire Chief Justin Oliver says he was with Ucita at the time.
He had told me that he wasn't feeling great and wanted to take a break, and I said absolutely, and then he called my name as he was on his way to take a break, and that was the last thing that I heard him say, was calling my name for help.
Ucita is survived by his wife and 3 young children.
Some parents in Ingonish are going head-to-head with a new daycare that's coming to the area. After months of back and forth and a threat of legal action, the parents' children have now been removed from the daycare's waitlist. Anna Rack explains.
A month-long dispute between parents in Ingonish and a daycare operator has come to a head. The Thai Kiram Daycare Society has removed several children from their waitlist, citing their parents' interference in getting the daycare up and running. In an email to one parent, the daycare said, "You continually demonstrate that you are not supportive of the daycare, its mission, vision, or philosophies. We have removed your child from the unofficial wait list." It goes on to say, the decision is final.
I feel insulted because I desperately needed this daycare.
To be blunt, it is shameful for young children to be removed from a daycare waiting list before the daycare has even opened.
In February, the Ingonish Arts and Culture Society called on the province to hand over the facility to their group to speed up the opening. The daycare was supposed to open in 2025, but ran into delays. Thai Kiram Society received $1 million in funding from the province to open this daycare, and another in northern Cape Breton.
This is a publicly funded service, which is funded by taxpayers. And I believe as parents and families, we have every right to ask questions.
In April, Thai Kiram sent the Arts Society a cease and desist letter. Despite that, the nonprofit group continued to push for involvement in the daycare. So in early May, the daycare wrote to the parents in the group, informing them that their kids were taken off the wait list. And the education minister says that decision is entirely up to the daycare operators.
When it comes to governance, registration, and waitlist decisions, that falls under the operator. It wouldn't be something that falls under me.
Nova Scotia is the only Atlantic province without a centralized daycare waitlist, and the closest daycare to Ingonish is in Sydney, more than 2 hours away. The Thai Kiram Daycare Society denied CBC's request for an interview. In a statement, the daycare's board of directors say they stand by this decision to support a safe, healthy environment for children, staff, and families. Although the daycare told the parents their decision is final, their statement to CBC says the parents involved can reach out to them directly if they choose to use their services once they're up and running. Anna Rack, CBC News, Ingonish.
And dropping by with a quick look at the weather forecast is Ryan Snoddon.
Yes, very soggy today.
Definitely a great day for a duck. And you know what? Great day for us as well. Always need the rain this time of year. And as we look forward, what we're going to be looking at is this latest weather system continuing to, well, track across the province. And as we work our way through tonight, that rain is going to continue. We're going to be seeing those periods of rain in the 15 to 20, 25 millimeter range by the time we are said and done. And then that system is going to be sliding out. Tomorrow's looking like a pretty good day overall. We've got a mix of sun and cloud on tap. Temperatures are going to be in the wheelhouse of the 16 to 20 degree range for most. A little bit cooler for you folks along that Northumberland shore with those onshore northerly winds. Now, as that system departs, or as the sunshine moves in, another system is going to be moving back in. That's this one here. It's going to be sliding in and bringing us a bit of a cool down mid to late week, especially Tom and Amy. It's going to leave us wanting a little bit more. We'll talk about that with your full 7 day coming up.
Okay.
All the details coming up. Thanks, Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Thank you.
Well, the first of several trials for a 65-year-old Southwest Nova Scotia lobster dealer was set to begin today in Digby. Eric Thibault was accused of several counts of intimidation and a charge of extortion, but the case collapsed. The CBC's Richard Cuthbertson reports.
Eric Thibault, also known by the initials E.T., has become a notorious name in this area, a lobster dealer accused of multiple counts of intimidation. On Monday, some of those charges were due to be tested in court, but that didn't happen. The lawyers were here, so was Eric Thibault, all ready for trial. The problem, 3 alleged victims who were supposed to testify were nowhere to be seen. Judge Chris Manning wanted to see paperwork showing police had indeed subpoenaed the witnesses, set a deadline of 10:20 sharp. It came and went. The Crown unable to present any evidence, so the judge dismissed the charges against Thibault, calling it unfortunate and saying authorities should have taken more care.
We did not have served subpoenas for those witnesses, so we couldn't ask for an adjournment without some proof of efforts of having attempted to serve those.
Just 10 minutes later, Sergeant Jeff LeBlanc, the head of the Metegan RCMP detachment that investigated Thibault, arrived at court, unaware of what had just happened. Later in the day, Sergeant LeBlanc said in a statement to CBC that after looking into the matter, he learned the Crown had contacted the detachment to subpoena 3 officers and 5 members of the public. But due to what he calls an administrative error, those subpoenas were not served, something he said he deeply regrets. The issue, he said, is being addressed internally with revised protocols. The allegations that were supposed to go to trial included incidents from 2023, 2024, and early 2025. RCMP last year described Thibault as the head of a crime group. In November, following an undercover operation, police charged him with intimidation, cocaine trafficking, dangerous driving, and an arson-related offense. Denied bail, he's been in custody ever since. Despite the charges being dismissed, Eric Thibault is not a free man. Later this week, he also faces trial on another set of allegations, including impaired driving. And in June, he is set to enter pleas on charges linked to that undercover investigation from last year. Richard Cuthbertson, CBC News, Digby.
Upgrades are coming to traffic lights at 8 intersections along the McDonald Bridge corridor. Adaptive traffic signals use sensors to respond to traffic volume rather than operating on a timer. The province is paying for the technology, and Halifax Regional Municipality will install it. The project's total cost is $700,000. Public Works Minister Fred Tilley says he expects the new traffic lights will be most useful during rush hour and major events. Installation will happen this spring and summer. The system then has to spend some time collecting data before it's switched on in the fall.
Upper Clemens Park in the Annapolis Valley has been closed since 2019.
But many Nova Scotians are still curious. What's going on with the old theme park? The CBC's Linus Mulheron went to find out.
This Nova Scotia amusement park has been sitting abandoned for 7 years. Buildings falling apart, vandals breaking in. It's been an eyesore for the people who live nearby. And the land has been a problem to sell. But now the local community is determined to try again.
It's definitely a shadow of its former life. You can see what it used to be, but what we're really focusing on is what it could be.
Upper Clemens Park opened in 1989 as a summer tourist destination for generations of Nova Scotian kids. Who could forget the classics, like the flume ride, or the bumper cars, or riding one of the last remaining wooden roller coasters in Canada. But the park closed down due to financial troubles in 2019. And despite plans for a Scottish private school to set up shop on the grounds, nothing ever materialized, leaving the fate of the site up in the air.
That's why we decided to take a trip to the old grounds, to see what's still standing and what the future holds for Upper Clemens Park.
What's left of the original parts of the park? Like, what's still here on this site? So we have a few things. Unfortunately, a lot of it has been gone. As we can see behind us, the big main building, the castle-like type thing, is gone. But we still have quite a few infrastructure buildings that are here.
Not many of the old attractions remain. The zip line is still standing, and below it is the old mini putt course. But the roller coaster, flume, and all the other rides are gone. The haunted house was burnt down by vandals, and the other buildings were torn down for public safety.
We were all devastated when we found out that the park was going to close the first time, but we just need to move forward, and hopefully we can make this site match its former glory.
The County of Annapolis Council recently voted to reissue a new request for development proposals for the land. And the council isn't being picky. It's welcoming proposals for housing, commercial, and recreational uses.
We're really excited about the opportunity that we can do with this property. So, we know it was great as a park, and we're looking forward to who might be interested in making it the next best thing for Annapolis County. Like everywhere in Nova Scotia, housing is a critical issue and something that we can always use more of. So it's definitely, on our radar that we would like to see housing. But, that if there's something that could create jobs that, can spur on additional housing, those things are all great too. So we'll have to evaluate what the best value is for the county in general.
It's still quite special to everyone in Annapolis County because it was the hidden gem. So hopefully we can reunite that again and make this the hidden gem once more.
So that's what's left of Upper Clemens Park. A few buildings, an old mini putt course, and the council hopes a whole lot of potential. Linus Mulheron, CBC News, Upper Clemens.
Some pretty flowers getting a drink. Ryan's up next with the weather forecast. Stay with us.
All right, well, Amy, you said before the break there that those blossoms were getting a drink. It's a deluge out there right now. It's been pouring outside our studios here in Halifax.
But it's not forever, right? It's going to clear up tomorrow for a short time.
Yeah, that's right. The sun will come back. Thankfully, we timed the weekend out, which was phenomenal.
It was amazing.
Yeah, we can thank Jay for that, I guess. And
take the credit.
Yeah, blame me for what's to come. It's a pretty tough-looking 7-day for the end of May, I'll put it that way. But we'll get through it. Have a look first and foremost at our time-lapse for today. And beautiful Lunenburg, beautiful no matter what the weather. It was a pretty quiet start there. You can see the pavement getting a little damp. Getting busier in Lunenburg for sure. And of course, it will be very busy, flat out, as we move into the months of June, July, and August, as we know. And you can see things turning quite soggy there this afternoon, some fog rolling in. But yeah, folks hustling and bustling there nonetheless. And as we look at the live shot there, it's, still obviously soggy. Damp evening and Blue Nose 2 there. You can see that as we look at the temperatures, then we'll go back to the radar. Temperatures right in and around the 10-degree mark for the metro area and also for Lunenburg around 11. Sydney's at 12. Ingonish Beach is at 16. A high of 21 earlier today at Ingonish Beach. That was our hot spot. Sydney hit 19. So there was some warmer air ahead of this main line of rain, which is now tracking through. The winds have been gusty as well, sustained in the 40, 50 kilometer per hour range. Right now, talking about gusts in the 40, 60, even 65 kilometer per hour range for Caribou Point, Grand Etang, and Inverness County under a laced wet wind warning for tonight, as those winds are going to be howling. There's the wet weather, and indeed it is coming down right now and through the metro area. These yellows that you can see moving through, that's some steadier rain for sure. The western areas of the province have already picked up about 15 to 25 or 30 millimeters. That's likely what's still to come for eastern areas. And this is the next system that we're going to be watching here, and it will be dragging in some cooler air. No question about that. The west holding on to the mild temperatures right now, but Yellowknife, Churchill, that cooler air is going to be spilling its way eastward in the coming days. For tonight, additional rainfall outlook, as we said, going to be anywhere from 10 to 25 millimeters for areas in the east. This is from about 7 p.m. onward. Not a whole lot behind that main line of rain for the west. Temperatures tonight are going to be dropping into the 8 to 12 range for the most of the mainland. 7 to 9 degrees for Cape Breton. And walking you through that timeline, note by 10 o'clock this evening, most of the mainland will be done with the rain. Antigonish County, Guysborough County, last to see the rain depart, and Cape Breton last to see the raindrops leaving for you folks likely around between 4 and 6 a.m. by the looks of things right now. It does look like we'll see a solid mix of sun and cloud from the get-go. Western and central areas tomorrow, it's going to be a mainly cloudy start for the Northumberland Shore and Guysborough, but you folks will eventually turn into a pretty nice afternoon there. Looks like the clouds will remain fairly capped for Cape Breton. I think though the sun certainly possible to break out here into the afternoon. Those northerly winds though are going to really limit temperatures around 9 degrees tomorrow. Inverness back through Victoria County, in through the Bredora Lakes region, Richmond County, Sydney back towards Port Hawkesbury should top out around 12, maybe 13 degrees. A brighter sky and a warmer temperature for the eastern parts of the mainland, but notably cooler for that Northumberland shore with those west to northwest winds blowing in off the water for tomorrow and that cloud cover limiting things in the morning. We're back up to 20 degrees for central areas tomorrow. Looking at our hotspot likely in Keji, a west to northwest wind keeping temperatures cooler in the onshore winds along the Tri-County area. There's Wednesday, and this front is going to be dividing the province. We've got sun and cloud in the southwest, clouds more dominant with showers and cooler temperatures in the northeast. We're going to be in the single digits here, and yet we'll be into the teens, even 20-degree temperatures back here through the southwest. So we're split on Wednesday to be sure, and then we're all into the cooler air on Thursday. On the other side of this front, the winds become northeast, and we struggle. No doubt about it. Temperature-wise, Thursday, Friday, into the weekend, we should be around 17 degrees as we work our way through this weekend. We'll be nowhere close to that. Can't wait for the fan mail to come in here. Welcome back, Ryan.
There's room to grow there temperature-wise,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
all right.
Not your fault, Ryan.
No, definitely not.
Thanks so much.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Ryan.
Well, hundreds of soccer fans in Halifax got a rare opportunity to see one of the most recognizable trophies in sport.
That's right. The FIFA World Cup made a pit stop in the city this weekend as part of a global tour. The CBC's Molly McNaughton was there.
Hundreds of sports fans made the trip to Halifax to get a glimpse of soccer's most coveted prize, the FIFA World Cup. The trophy is only allowed to be touched by World Cup winners, heads of state, and FIFA officials. So, instead of raising it above their head, fans got as close as possible to the trophy, which sat inside a glass enclosure.
It's actually so cool. I wish I could hold it, but fortunately it's behind those glasses. So.
What was it like walking in there for the first time?
It felt great. I just love seeing a trophy and stuff.
It was also a historic moment for Andres Gomez and his family. Originally from Colombia, they just moved to Lunenburg, and for them, soccer is what brings them together. They plan on traveling to Toronto, one of the host cities, to catch some of the action next month.
Oh, very excited. It's a very nice experience here. We can almost touch the World Cup trophy, and it's amazing, yeah.
13-year-old Taya Jensen-Peacock and 12-year-old Maddie McNeil share the same love for the game.
It's amazing to see all these people. I don't know anyone here, but we feel so connected because we all we love watching soccer, and it's such an amazing experience to be here.
Yeah, and the fact that just from one sport could bring all these people together, who have no idea who each other are, and just who all have the same connection. It's just really cool.
Beyond the immediate sense of connection, the World Cup is inspiring young athletes to dream big. When asked if one day they'll be playing in the World Cup, the Duggans don't hold back.
Oh, easily, yeah, you know me. I'll be the best player in the world in a few years, so you might want my autograph now, Oh, of course I will.
The 2026 World Cup tournament begins on June 11th. Molly McNaughton, CBC News, Halifax.
Coming up, bachelors to the rescue. How a party cruise in the Halifax Harbor helped save some jet skiers in distress. Halifax bachelor party took an unexpected turn this weekend when their floating tiki bar turned into a rescue vessel. And for more on this, I'm joined by Stefan Jedry with Tiki Tours Halifax. You're the owner. So take me back to Saturday. You've got a bunch of people out on the water. What did you encounter?
So Saturday on our way back from the Northwest Arm, we had 11 guys from Ontario here on a bachelor party, and I noticed 2 Sea-Doos that were capsized between George's Island and Pier 21. So I headed in that direction, and when I got there, I could notice they couldn't right the vessels. They were struggling to get back on them, and it didn't appear that they were operating correctly. One of them wouldn't start. One of them looked half submerged. So I told them, guys, you got to get on the boat. We'll get the Sea-Doos after. But the guys that I had on board and my crew members, we all jumped into this very quickly. You know, I got those guys to deploy the ladder on the front of the boat. I got my crew member to, have a look, make sure she kept an eye on the 2 subjects. We got them on the boat safely. We have a room in the back of the boat that's kind of warm. We keep all our supplies. So we put them back there. We got them some fresh clothes, got them out of their wet clothes. These guys that I had with me, I found out after, one was a police officer, one was a firefighter, and they were top-notch.
That was fortunate.
Yeah, very fortunate. They followed direction very well. They were right on the ball. We got the 2 Sea-Doo secured, and we got them back here at Summit Seawall safely and sound. And the guys were in good health. Everything was good. Both vessels made it back, and we continued today.
Well, how long were they in the water before you came around?
I'm unsure how long they were in the water. When the first guy got to my ladder, he was very restricted in mobility, so cold shock will set in very quickly here in Atlantic Canada. The water's right now in Halifax about 6 to 8 degrees. When he got to the ladder, I thought we were going to have to lift him in. He managed to get up the ladder on his own power, but you know what? I don't think they were in there very long, but they wouldn't have had much longer in there.
What did they say to you when you pulled them out?
They were just very thankful that we got them out of the water, and we got them into some dry clothes. And I remember asking one of the guys, like, how do you feel? How are you doing? And he said, my arms are exhausted. So, from a short, maybe 10 feet from the Sea-Doo to my ladder, he was struggling with that.
How did they end up in that situation? Do you know?
I'm not certain. My understanding was there might have been one of them taking on water. So when that one started to sink, the other guy tried to help him. The 2 of them got on one Sea-Doo and they were top heavy, so it capsized, and they were not able to right them.
Did they have life jackets on?
They both had life jackets on, thank God. No immersion suits, nothing like that. But these were 2 private watercrafts. They were not part of a rental company here in Halifax. They're just 2 guys that were out for the afternoon and unfortunately had Sea-Doo issues.
Oh, you talk about how cold the water is right now. You had a course on that not too long ago.
I was just at Survival Systems in Burnside, 2 weeks ago, literally doing a domestic vessel safety course, and we talked a bit about, hypothermic reaction, cold shock, and when I saw that individual get on the boat, I'm like, there it is. He was suffering from cold shock.
And the fact that the bachelor party was willing to help out, how much of a difference did that make?
Those guys were awesome because there's only 2 of us on here. So there's the master and then 1 crew member. So she was dealing with the fellas that we got out the water, and the other guys were able to help me get the vessel secured. So, we could have, if there wouldn't have been, people like that, we may have had to leave the Sea-Doos, and that becomes a navigational hazard. But we came back, we were able to secure them, we got them to the dock, all in the same trip.
Now, you decided to take this story to social media. Why?
The reason I felt this needed to be shared is because we need to bring awareness for safety on these waters. Yes, this is the Halifax Harbor, but it's still the North Atlantic, and we're still May, so a lot of boaters still aren't on the water. These guys had no VHFs, their cell phones were damaged by the water. Nobody was coming for them. So had one of us not been in the area and able to grab them that quickly, it could have been tragic here. And I just, want to reiterate that, wear your life jackets. Thank God these guys had life jackets on. Check your vessels, make sure they're seaworthy, they're safe, everything is running right. There's no point risking your life out here just to come out and have fun in the afternoon, but you've got to respect this ocean.
Have you had much reaction since the story's come out?
It's actually been overwhelming. This morning I was on CBC Radio Noon, and now you guys are here. The video that I released has gone viral. There's about 100,000 views, and everybody is appreciative of the message. Just be safe. And has commercial operators all here in Halifax and in Canada, we have a legal obligation to assist, but as mariners, we all have a moral obligation. So I just want to get the message out there, be safe out here.
And the bachelor party continued?
Yeah, we got on the dock here, we dropped the Sea-Doos off, we made sure the two individuals were in good health, safe, secure, and we partied on for another 30, 40 minutes. And I remember when the guys got off, they're like, wow, what a great story we have leaving Halifax. So great success, great story, and you know, two people got home safely that night.
Yes, a happy ending for sure.
Absolutely,
All
yeah.
right. Well, thank you for your time. We appreciate it.
No worries, thank you.
Coming up, Western premiers meet in Alberta amid pipeline tensions between Danielle Smith and David Eby.
And a South Korean submarine arrives off the BC coast in a flashy bid to secure Canada's multi-billion-dollar contract. Welcome back. Premiers from Western provinces are gathered for a conference in Alberta, but looming over the agenda, that province's upcoming vote on whether to hold a binding referendum on leaving Canada.
As the CBC's Julia Wong explains, it comes as the Prime Minister made his most pointed remarks about Alberta's plan.
Prime Minister Mark Carney is not holding back when it comes to Alberta's separation referendum question. Monday, he made his strongest comments yet about Albertans voting on whether the province should stay in the country or start the process to hold a binding referendum on whether or not Alberta should separate from Canada. Carney says the United Conservative Party did not run on separation during the last provincial election and says the issue is not part of its mandate.
That is a very dangerous bluff. That is a very dangerous bluff. I saw firsthand what happened in the United Kingdom when the view was vote for this, it'll be soft, and then we'll negotiate, etc. And they ended up, and they're still 10 years later trying to undo what people didn't think they were voting for, but what they ended up having.
This is the point, that this is a decision for Albertans to make. And what I think the Prime Minister and I have done a lot to demonstrate how Canada and Alberta can work together on shared interests. But I think it's also incumbent upon everyone not to dismiss Albertans' legitimate grievances.
In a statement, Smith says this is a decision for Albertans, not Ottawa. I would also remind all Canadians that we should not dismiss the legitimate grievances of Albertans. The exchange comes as Western premiers meet in Alberta today. Topics such as trade and economic development would normally be top of the agenda, but Alberta's separation question is expected to overshadow the meeting. And it comes as a new Angus Reid poll shows 60% of Albertans would vote to stay in the country and 35% would vote to leave, though 51% also say the question is confusing.
One, we're starting to possibly see an uptick in the number of people who'd like to separate. Two, there's maybe slightly more people who want to send a message to Ottawa and start a process about leaving, even if ultimately they don't wish to leave. Or three, they're simply confused by the question.
The Western Premiers Conference concludes Tuesday. Julia Wong, CBC News, Kananaskis Village, Alberta.
Canada is hosting a huge trade and investment delegation from India this week. It is the largest New Delhi has ever sent to this or any other country. International Trade Minister Maninder Sidhu welcomed India's Commerce and Industry Minister in Ottawa. He's been leading a delegation of more than 100 Indian business leaders looking to build on the Prime Minister's visit to India in March to boost economic cooperation. The aim of this visit, to accelerate negotiations of a free trade deal with everything from energy, mining, technology, and manufacturing being discussed through Wednesday. Minister Sidhu has already announced a reciprocal Canadian trade mission to India to take place later this year.
There seems to be progress in peace talks between the U.S. and Iran. The Reuters news agency says senior Iranian officials are in Qatar right now meeting with mediators, and the U.S. Secretary of State says negotiators are focusing on getting oil shipments moving again while kicking the thorny issue of Iran's nuclear program down the road.
We have what I think is a pretty solid thing on the table in terms of their ability to open up the straits, get the straits open, enter into a very real, significant, time-limited negotiation on the nuclear matters, and hopefully we can pull it off. We're going to give diplomacy every chance to succeed before we explore the alternatives.
U.S. President Donald Trump wrote online that negotiations with Iran are proceeding nicely, but added that if no agreement is reached, it would be, quote, back to the battlefront. Iran's foreign ministry spokesperson is also saying conclusions have been reached on many topics, but that it doesn't mean the two sides are close to agreement.
With Canada's wildfire seasons getting worse, the federal government has announced new resources to help fight the flames wherever they may be. It's leased 10 new firefighting aircraft, and they'll be available for use by provinces and territories beginning this season.
There'll be 5 planes and 5 heavy lift helicopters, and they will be pre-positioned at locations across the country, and that will be based on anticipated fire activity. And these aircraft can deliver large volumes of water or fire retardant, and that helps us slow the spread of wildfires, really to act as a support to ground crews as well, and to protect structures, and that's especially important in hard-to-reach areas of our country.
A South Korean submarine has arrived off British Columbia's coast for joint exercises with the Royal Canadian Navy. It's happening as the federal government considers a multi-billion-dollar contract to buy as many as 12 subs. Lindsay Duncombe now on who is vying for the bid.
I'm standing on the deck of the Dasan Anchang Ho, a Korean submarine that just arrived at CFB Esquimalt over the weekend after an historic 14,000-kilometer journey from South Korea here to the west coast of Canada. They've let me up here because the South Koreans are showing this vessel off. They are here to participate in exercises with the Canadian Navy, but also as part of a sales pitch. Canada wants to buy up to 12 submarines to replace its aging fleet. Right now, Canada just has 4 submarines and only one of them is working. The multi-billion-dollar purchase has come down to 2 competitors, the South Koreans and another bid from Germany and Norway. In that case, the German submarine is also one that's used by some NATO allies. So this is not just about the boats, though. Both bids are also offering multi-billions of dollars in investments in the defense industry, in other industries, and the federal government, the Prime Minister, is expected to make a decision on what submarine to purchase, what submarine program to be involved in by the end of June. Lindsay Duncombe, CBC News, CFB Esquimalt.
Pope Leo has made an historic apology for the Catholic Church role in legitimizing slavery in centuries past and for failing to condemn it until the late 1800s. The groundbreaking statement came in a papal document focusing on artificial intelligence and the American-born Pope's concerns about the technology. The CBC's Megan Williams reports.
Pope Leo's historic apology comes as part of his encyclical or pastoral letter, the first of his papacy.
Artificial intelligence needs to be disarmed. The word is strong, I know, but deliberately chosen because this moment needs words capable of attracting attention, awakening consciences, and indicating paths forward for humanity.
Now, high on the Pope's list of concerns is how AI affects workers. He's worried about it leading to new forms of exploitation. Data control centers, workers there, as well as workers and children extracting minerals used in digital technology. He said that can constitute a kind of modern-day slavery, and that's where he makes the link to slavery in the past and the Catholic Church's role in it. This is the first time a pope has publicly apologized, not for the role of Christians in transatlantic slavery. They've apologized for that in the past, but the role of the Church in actually bolstering and enforcing slavery. So it is very much part of the lens through which he's looking at artificial intelligence, which is one of worker exploitation. And it links to the previous Pope Leo XIII, his concerns. During the Industrial Revolution, 135 years ago, he came out with a paper denouncing the exploitation of workers and talking about workers' rights.
Let's not fear artificial intelligence, but constantly keep the question of the human in play. We cannot be careless with our most powerful technical instruments.
Pope Leo in this document also talks about war and the use of artificial intelligence in war, warning that we can't have algorithms deciding what happens in war, and they don't make wars moral. Megan Williams, CBC News, Toronto.
A Calgary woman says after getting a $13,000 settlement, the paralegal she hired never delivered the money. She believes he deposited the cash into his account, then stopped responding to her messages. Now her case is exposing major gaps in consumer protection and raising questions about who, if anyone, is overseeing paralegals in parts of Canada. Here's Rosa Marcatelli with this Go Public investigation.
The electrical was not completed. There's no lights.
Samantha Kirkpatrick did her research before choosing the paralegal she hired to sue a contractor she says did a shoddy job building her garage. She hired paralegal John McDonald in 2023.
I thought this person is legitimate and he has a lot of credentials and that I could trust him.
Over nearly 2 years, she paid him about $2,900 in fees. Then, last summer, McDonald told her the case had been settled for $13,000, saying he had deposited the money into his account and would transfer it later.
That set off alarm bells for me.
She says she still hasn't received the money. A few of McDonald's former clients tell Go Public they had similar experiences. His LinkedIn highlights paralegal work in Alberta, BC, and Saskatchewan. McDonald tells CBC News regulators in 2 provinces are looking into complaints from 2 of his former clients, so it would be inappropriate for me to comment, he said. He also says he's shutting down all paralegal services and now works in an unrelated field. The case is exposing gaps in many provincial paralegal systems, like Alberta, where Kirkpatrick lives. That province doesn't regulate paralegals. It does have an association, but it has little power to regulate or discipline them and protect consumers. That's a far cry from what's happening in Ontario, where paralegals are highly regulated by the Law Society.
So it's really quite unacceptable, I think, that there's no oversight, because it's the individual client who clearly needs the help.
I don't think he has the money. I think it's gone.
Go Public has learned there is an active fraud investigation by Calgary police involving McDonald. There are no charges at this time and no wrongdoing has been proven in court. Rosa Marcatelli, CBC News, Calgary.
With the FIFA Men's World Cup beginning in just over 2 weeks, Team Canada leadership will soon decide which players have made the cut. And they're already promising that injured star player Alphonso Davies will be there, even though he still can't take to the pitch. Jamie Strachan has more from Team Canada's training facility in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Yes, I think Alphonso will play in the World Cup.
With only days before he has to name Canada's World Cup roster, head coach Jesse Marsh answered the biggest question. Marsh says superstar Alphonso Davies will play, but no guarantees he'll be ready for Canada's first match of the tournament in Toronto.
No, I don't think he'll be ready quite on June 12th, but we'll see.
Marsh will choose a final roster of 26 from a list of 32 players who began arriving in Charlotte for a week-long training camp. Davies is among many key players trying to get healthy and will remain in Germany receiving treatment for his injured hamstring before joining the team in Edmonton next week.
Alphonso he's really excited. He's really excited to get back with the team. He's really excited to push in this World Cup, to get himself ready.
Despite so much uncertainty ahead of Friday's final roster announcement, Marsh is making this promise.
We're going to have a really good squad, the best squad Canada's ever had. Last tournament, we averaged 27 years for the squad. Right now, we're at about 25. We're going to be younger. We're going to be more dynamic.
For the 26 chosen, it will be an unforgettable moment, says this former player who represented Canada more than 100 times internationally, including at the 2022 World Cup.
Best moments of my life, my career. To have that moment to go out there and represent my country in a World Cup it was really a dream come true. So very special for me to go through that.
Officials are doing everything to prepare this team, holding this camp in hot and humid Charlotte, hoping to replicate real game conditions.
There's a lot of running, a lot of sprinting, and just some last conditioning in the weeks leading up in a warm climate like Charlotte is very helpful.
Whatever choices head coach Jesse Marsh and his staff make, Canadian soccer fans will have a last chance to look at this roster ahead of the World Cup. The team faces Uzbekistan June 1st in Edmonton, followed a few days later in Montreal with a game against Ireland. Jamie Strachan, CBC News, Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, we have a picture today, I assume.
We do.
Is it a soggy one, I wonder? Because that would be fitting, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would, but no, it's not.
Good.
It's not soggy. It's a nice pic. Let's zoom in and I'll explain. So this one, we're gonna zoom in on Annapolis County. This is McGill Lake. I believe that's the right lake. My apologies to.
It's kind of spooky.
Heart-like, isn't it? Beautiful.
So Doug says beautiful sunrise, the fog, and notably in his email he said before the black flies woke up.
Very important. If you get up before
important
the
detail.
flies.
Yes, exactly.
Oh man, yesterday even in my backyard they were hungry.
They're hungry.
But as we know, the black flies, thankfully short-lived. Here for a good time, not a long time, thankfully, for them anyway. As we thank Doug for that picture. Ryan's picks at cbc.ca. Lots of picks when I was away, so we'll get to it more than a few over the next couple days. As we see here for tomorrow, it's going to be a pretty nice day across most of the province. Struggling a bit temperature-wise in Cape Breton. Temperatures around 9 to 12 degrees for you folks with that onshore northerly flow, but will be 16 to 20 for most of the mainland. Temperatures are even a little bit warmer than that. Places like Kentville, I think Keji will be our hot spot tomorrow, down towards Bridgewater as well, in that 21, 22, 23 range. So looking pretty good indeed. Wednesday, a province divided. It's a southeast wind, cool, damp for Cape Breton, the Northumberland shore, into the clouds and the showers. Yet the southwest will be into the warm sector of that system. And so, yes, definitely divided. Central will be kind of caught in between. Here comes that next system that's going to be moving in. We'll get right to that 7-day, although maybe we don't want to see it anyway.
Go quickly.
Yeah. Leaving us wanting for sure as we end the month of May.
Good way to put it, wanting. Okay, you know the old adage about teaching a man to fish, but what about teaching a baby seal? This orphan seal pup was admitted to Hope for Wildlife in April. He was so young, he still had his umbilical cord.
The Rehabilitation Center says his health has been improving. Encouraged by fish on a stick, he's swimming in the tub regularly to help build up his strength.
They hope soon he'll be well enough to move outside to one of their marine units.
He's learning, I guess.
Sure is.
That's it for us tonight. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.
Good night.
Good night.